So how should the man in the street orientate himself in this no man's land between faith and science? Ignore everything that science considers poppycock? This would be very difficult for some. As here, for instance, in the tiny village of St. Marijn in the Alps, where the bells proclaim a physical mystery. Prior to its restoration, this 900-year-old church was plagued by rising damp, so damp that the sandstone walls gradually became moldy. In fact, one could say that the walls positively soaked up the water. Today there is no longer any sign of this. Only a few years ago, Holy Mass was celebrated in 90% humidity. Now, it's as dry as a cardboard box factory. Responsible for the miracle is a nondescript appliance that works without electricity and which, according to its maker, calls on energy that finds no mention in books on physics. It's quite an absurd construction that nevertheless has undoubtedly reduced the dampness in the church by a third within the space of a few months. I'm no New Age enthusiast and no physics expert either, so I'm a layman in both subjects, I'm afraid. But at all events, it's already been proved that there is much that physics and orthodox medicine have not been able to prove, and that there are more things between heaven and earth than we can weigh and measure and so determine. So I'm convinced that no one has a monopoly in this matter, that there can be various ways to approach it.
Dass es verschiedene Zugänge und Wege geben kann.
Following the course of this startling invention quickly brings us to the venerable monastery at Klosterneuburg near Vienna. Here too, one had long done battle with dripping walls, most especially in one very old cellar that one wanted to convert to a vinothek. Today, the only damp thing in Klosterneuburg's vinothek is the wine. The walls are dry, and again, hanging well disguised from the ceiling, we find a mysterious device. It was much cheaper than all the other methods on offer, but was nonetheless viewed with mistrust for some time. We drilled the walls, we tested everything in the walls and so on, and it works. I'm quite convinced that it works. As a result of the success we've had here, which is palpable after all, it stood all the dampness tests, we have used the same method on 3 other projects, and it works there too. Apparently the device is able to manipulate the dampness so that it retreats into the earth. How does its inventor explain this phenomenon?
So, das ist dieser neuartige Generatortyp, der diesen Weinfass.
So, that's the newfangled generator type that is built into a wine barrel and protected by it. Basically, the generator type is made up of a receiving antenna that receives the ground energy. The incoming energy is then polarized, that is, it's made dextrorotatory and put through the transmitting unit, on top of which the so-called cosmic energy flows in from above, and that strengthens the whole system.
Die sogenannte Raumenergie ein, die das ganze System in seiner Wirkung verstärkt.
Science or not, Wilhelm Mohorn has already sold 26,000 appliances and points to a band of exclusively happy customers. Is there still more out there than our book learning ever dreamed of?